Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Transport Fever. We're on episode 11 and I first have to do some, well, let's say some maintenance to my lines. So you guys have pointed out, especially in these airports, they are now very much multi-runway and multi-terminal. But apparently I forgot to separate the terminals. At least, actually Harpoon Bay seems fine. Let's check on the other airports. Yeah, this one needs to go to Terminal 2. And I think that's the only real larger airports that I have, those two. These seem fine. Let's check. Yep, they're split out. What else? Still have an airport down here. Oh, this one still only has one terminal. Let's see, whalers. I don't really want to spend too much time upgrading yet another airport, if I can fit another airport here in the first place. I don't think I can. See, this terrain is sloping so much that it's going to be very difficult to fit such a large airport in here. Let's see, a large airport. Currently it's going to cost me 50 million. Now, I like my aircraft, but I don't like them that much. Jesus. We have to do a lot of excavation on this terrain before we can actually field an airfield. Is there room here on the west side of town? 140 buildings will be removed. Yeah, sure, they wouldn't mind. 30 million. No. I don't think this is going to be any luck. No, never mind. We'll just upgrade this one. Have it a couple more terminals, and then say that this one's going to Terminal 2. It's not ideal, but we'll just have to make do. Alright, next up, I built a truck stop in Mason. This one over here, and apparently you can set it to one-way. That would be very handy. Let's see, one-way, two-way, one-way. Let's check on that route now. Perfect! That's what I wanted. I wanted the vehicles to come through it, drop it off, and then move on out the other way. And now they can. And this is Mason Construction, so this is still that one. For some reason the game does decide that it's very important to keep this one resupplied, and this one a little bit less so. But I hope that the Mason construction plant, as well as this Mason stone yard, are going to be upgraded soon. This one is at maximum production. Because, and this is the end goal, I want to have all of these construction materials get shipped all the way north to Spittle Flat. And we're doing that by stocking up these ships. This is ship number 9. It has never completed a single journey. And right now it's going to pick up its first 34 pieces of construction material. I do have another ship, I believe. No, you're still heading north. You were transporting some construction materials, but not too many. And it seems that we have dropped off some. Let's check. Yep, dropped off 8, 3%. And we can slowly see that industrial areas are starting to grow. There's still a lot of jobs in commerce, and I hope that I can keep the amount of jobs going for industry high or higher. Especially considering that the initial number was 1416. That means that initially this town used to have more industry than it does now. Really? That's weird. Where did all the industry go? By the way, with these towns getting more valuable, you can also see some more impressive buildings. Land value is $350, $100 per square meter. Why is it going up and down that much? Holy crap, look at all these people here. Nice. Anyway, I have some plans for today, and it is going to be concerning the area in the north. This is what I covered last time. I still have a lot of work to do up here. Because up here we don't really have that much. We have a road connection between Joker's Ridge and Rosie's Garden. There is a bus stop ready at Iron Knob, but I haven't connected it yet. There is a semi-connection between Rosie's Garden and Paracom through this section over here, where apparently people are making use of that bus. Yep, this is working. But of course this thing was going to have very, very low frequency. There's not a lot of buses coming this way. Look at that, just 8. 8 minutes apiece, or apart. Whereas if you look at that enormous bus line that I have down here, they arrive every 90 seconds. They're making me 6 million a year. So I say the area in the north here deserves some attention. And we have another aircraft. I'm going with a train connection. Rosie's Garden to Paracom. And I might tie in Joker's Ridge here on the left as well. This one's going to be tricky, Smuggler's Run. See, Smuggler's Run is very isolated. Now, yeah, it's still a tiny town compared to the other parts. I might be able to fit in an airport, maybe a small one, as one of you guys mentioned in the comments. Maybe go with an airport here. It's pretty expensive. 2 million. Can I fit in a huge one? No. Not in a valley like that. Maybe a medium? Not really. Alright. Small airport it is. Come on, you know you can align yourself somehow. $4 million. Is that the best you can do? There. 3,000,006. Okay. Let's link this thing up. And we're just gonna have two options. We're gonna have a bus line going from Smuggler's Run to Rosie's Garden. And I'm gonna have an air route from Smuggler's Run. I'm not sure if it's gonna go to Rosie's Garden, per se. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Because in Rosie's Garden, I can, if I have enough room, get a airfield, bus and train hub built. That's going to be the main focus of this episode. And it's going to be interesting to try and fit everything together, because even here I'm fighting terrain. Come on, you can fit. Okay, so that's the airport. I want to have the trains down there, and then a bus stop in between. So I'm not really going to go with the XL tram station. I don't have any trams here, but the large bus stop might be good enough. We can fit that in here. Very snug, very good. Then trains. And let's see. Damn autosave. I'm probably gonna have a few tracks running along here, so let's make it. Actually, we're gonna have one west-east line. I think that's all. But just as a reserve, I'm gonna have 4 tracks on this one. No, not 8 additional tracks, 4 tracks. Platform length 200 meters. Speed, high speed, 2nd Street connection, yes. I hope my trains can make these turns, especially the one exiting the left side of the station. I'm just gonna have to do some road removal, I think. Okay, so that's the hub. Now to populate it. I think that's the Rosie's Garden. Is that line? Yeah, that's that line. Okay, so 1, 2. And after that one I want you to go to Rosie's Garden branch. Paracom South. There. Then after Paracom South, you're going back to the airport. And then on to Broadway down there. Perfect. Right. Trains. Trains. We're going to Paracom. So we're going to follow this road as much as possible. so that I don't have to align too much terrain, or at least I hope so. And then looking at Paracom, thinking a north-south station here. That I might eventually tie into Breakaway, but it is such a small place, it's really not worth it. So an a north-south station here. I'm not likely to make any more use than 2 lines. High-speed tracks. Now I know that the most direct route is usually the best, but the game doesn't really seem to believe in the most direct route. Actually, this is more affordable than I thought. That's not too bad. I thought this was going to be very expensive. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I can make use of that. Oh, come on. I'm probably not going to be able to fit in a second. Oh, I can. Normally the game will start to fight you on this pretty aggressively and say, nope, can't do that. Not this time around. It's a little more expensive, and we're building a bridge here. I'm not really looking for a bridge, because bridges generally, unless you build them to very high quality, don't support the amount of speed that a normal bridge or that a normal track does. So let's tie these things together. I think it has to be... yeah, that seems pretty aligned. This is going to be a far faster connection than that bus, or at least that's what I'm going for. So I'm hoping that the people are willing to pay a little more for that, especially considering that they have to change buses in order to get to that, really, in order to get Paracom, and now they don't. Okay, signaling. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. Crossover point. Without that, it's not going to be a very effective station. Now, you might argue that I make too many of these signals, but generally, I never run into trouble with them. And the more sections you have, the more flexible your trains are going to be. Because if I just had, let's say, 3, maybe 4 of these sections, that could work. That could definitely work, but it would mean that I could only fit on 3 or 4 trains. And I might just go with, let's say, 3 or 4 trains to begin with. But I think I'm going to go with smaller trains. Smaller... oop. You're not supposed to be there. Smaller trains, so trains which have lower capacity, but which run more frequently. Now, let's tell it... well... see, I can try to tie it into Joker's Ridge, but this is a very, very bit of nasty terrain to get up to. Can I get that done? Oh yeah, for 30 million. And if I want the better bridge, 56 million. Holy shit. Yeah, sorry Joker's Ridge, but this, this is not going to happen. Oh, this is better. 6 million. I think the tunnel isn't going down fast enough. If I come from here and head up... no, I said up. 6 million. There's going to be one very expensive connection, and I don't think I can recoup something like that. Not in the next, let's say, 50 years, and I'm not sure the game's going to be running for that much longer. So no, Joker's Ridge is not going to get a train station. Sorry. What we do need is a depot. Let's say they're going to go that way, so... like that, and split them up if they want to come home. Depot. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, we can now build some more impressive things. This is the big arch for concrete bridges. We also have an abutment. These are some of the mods that I have never used, so I'm not exactly sure when I would fit those in. We also have a couple of switches. Again, normally I just build these myself, so I don't really feel like I need them, but they have a lot of options here. Let's say high speed, 10 tracks. This is enormous. Look at that. In case you really have a lot of railways together, this would be an ideal solution. Compactness, extra loose, which puts them apart a little bit more, I think. I don't know. Turnout. Whoa, that's I think the distance at which they turn out. Slope. Wall. Look at all that. That has gone a lot of work into building these. But in this situation, I don't need them. I just need a depot. I just need a good old depot. Here. Now, we're not quite done, because Paracom has its own bus line, but the bus line doesn't really get there. So instead I'm going to go for a tram. And I don't see this town going to be growing particularly much. So I think I could just go for a standard small tram depot here. I'm going to upgrade some roads. I don't need a bus line, I do want it electric. Medium streets. I'd say a stop over there would do. How far do we need to go to cover the whole town? I think this small loop should do it. I already have some stops that I can use. These and that one. So this should do it. Starting out here, going clockwise. There. So this is Paracom, Tram, and we're gonna have to add another one. Always like to have two, just to make sure people aren't crowding this line when they don't really need to go in that direction. This is Paracom, typing, Tram, counterclockwise. Add a tram depot. We can not sort of fit it in there. 2 in one direction, 2 in the other direction. Okay, so that's tied in. Rosie's garden is tied into the train station. We just need to set up the train line itself. Starting here, going there. This is Rosie's to Paracom, and I'm going to go with some cheaper trains. Well, if I can find them. We have a lot of options these days. I prefer multiple units. I'm considering the rail bus. It's not too expensive, it fits 14 people, and considering the small size of these towns, I don't think we need much more. But if I have a couple of these small trains going back and forth, that should at least boost the connectivity a bit. Alternatively, I can send a commuter train on its way for 13 million, but that is a bit too much capacity. There's 99 people per train, and with about 250 to 350 population per town, yeah, that might be a bit much. This one would be interesting. This is a Dutch train. I took a train yesterday, actually, but not one of these. One of the double-decker trains. Anyway, let's set up a couple of rail buses. That's 4 of them. Let's go with 6. Oh, hang on, what? Did I make a mistake somewhere? Why are you not connecting to that train line? What is happening here? Set line. New. What? Okay. Something must have gone wrong there. Rosie's to Paracom. Yeah, it's the only thing it sees. Okay. Rate? Ah, throughput per station. Okay. Let's turn the time back on. Now, I expect that these things, once they pass a signal, they're gonna spread themselves out. Oh crap, there's one thing that I forgot to do. Yeah, I thought that I was gonna go to Joker's Ridge, so I didn't set up a crossover station here. Or a crossover. So they really only have one line to use, and then over here they start splitting. That's not what I want to have happen. This should fix it. There you go. So that's one rail bus launched. There's the second one. It's going to take quite a bit of time, I imagine, before this line actually gets some sort of profit. And just to feed into this train station a bit more, I'm going to add another electric tram over here. Let's see, upgrade. It's a bit out of ways for the town, but why not? And I think I'm just going to touch on the stations that I'm already using. This does cover everything. Gonna make it a bit more of a loop here. Do need to electrify these parts, otherwise the tram won't go there. There. Okay. So we're starting out at this hub, which already has people waiting there. Wow, you guys work fast. Going there. Let's see, make it dark so it's easier to see. Then this way. This is more of a, let's say, future-proofing of the town. That way, and then over there. Hold on. Park Avenue is only a one-side stop. Now you're a two-side stop. That's a bit more efficient. Same here. You are you a two-sided stop, or? Yeah, you are. Okay. And then after Church Lane, back. This is Rosie's Garden Tram. I think it's... This is the counterclockwise line. Still need a clockwise. So we're going to start here and go the other way. There, there, there. And I think that's all of them. Rosie's Garden Tram. Yep, that covers both of it. Now we just need a tram depot. Two trams per line should be enough. There you go. Now, tell me, are the trains being used? Yes, they are. 12 people on the first train. 3 people on the other train. They are definitely starting to make use of these trains. 4 on this one. Another one waiting. This tram just dropped off another 1 passenger. They're still discovering that there is a train here. 29k. Well, that's not bad. Running cost is 129. But this one only carried a very, very low amount of passengers. Is it the full one? That's the full one. I wouldn't be surprised if the traffic for the bus is going to be dying out. Because people simply think that the train is faster. And, well, it is. It makes much more sense. Back to Smuggler's Run, where I want to set up a road connection that starts here, goes there, hits the airport, Then makes a long track north. Maybe I can replace some buildings here and make this a larger bus stop. I don't really need to, but there is not a lot of room in this town. Alright, we're gonna go with this then. So that is Smugglers with a double G. Smugglers Run to Rosie's Garden. And let's throw on some vehicles. So that's a tram depot, road depot. A couple more vehicles, a couple more trains, that is. Nope, 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 nope. Wrong bus. Wrong bus. Smugglers Run. Where's your counterpart? He just left as well, didn't he? Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna try and find him again. You're going on Smuggler's Run. No, you're not actually going on a smuggling run, but you know what I mean. Let's throw on a road depot here. Really? Really? Throw on some buses. Why would that have to be a new line? I don't get that. What happened to the bus line that I just set up? That one. Why can I not use that? Whatever, I must have completely overlooked it or something. Alright, now for the airline. No. Oh, never mind. I was starting to get confused here. I want you to go from here to here. That's a pretty decent circle that the game made of that. That's refreshing. Now, let's see what sort of aircraft we can put on that line. No, it's not going to be a Concorde, as much as I would like to use these. Somebody mentioned a DHC-7. Speed, 486. Ferry, 15 passengers. Lifespan of 50 years. They're not too expensive either. Let's go with 4 aircraft. And this is Smuggler's Run to Rosie's Garden. There. Okay, let's run it. Let's see, are people actually spreading out over these terminals? Of course you're not. Go for Terminal 1. I usually go for Terminal 4. There. This train just went out with 8 passengers on board. This one came in with 4. So yeah, the new train line is working, and actually working quite a lot faster than I had expected. Much interest is here for this train line. And yet, people are still making use of this bus. Well, they are, but they're all waiting for the north-south bus. Why would you even want to get out here? Yeah, some of these people are still trying to use the bus. That's an old truck running on a dirt road. They're still trying to use the bus, apparently, to get to that north-south line. Speaking of the north-south line, how is it doing? I haven't checked in with that for a while. It gets quite a lot of demand for it, I think. Yeah, the bus arrives every 7 minutes. Let's throw on some more vehicles here, because I think the line can handle that, and moreover, I think it needs it. So that's north-south bus. I'm going to throw on some more vehicles from this side as well. And where did it run to? It stopped here, I think, in Wishbone. And we have another aircraft. Another British Airways A320-100. Now, apparently Rosie's to Paracom station types. Oh. Really? Ah, that's the problem. That's the problem. A train doesn't really do well on a bus stop. Yeah. Now I understand. Of course that doesn't work. I'm not even sure where to find that one. Can I just... Let's see, now it should show up in the train lines. Yep, there it is. Delete you. Done. Okay, so let's go over my checklist. Design airport terminals, check. Mason truck stop, one way, check. More connections to Meteor Bay. I haven't actually done that yet. Meteor Bay is sitting a little bit over here. There are a lot of people waiting to take that bus. This is the bus that goes all the way from Spittle Flat to Duck Pond. So that stops... Hang on. Duck Pond's over here. Is that the bus that I should still rename? No, actually the bus continues on. And it goes... And it goes, and it goes, and it goes... all the way to Wishbone. I need to rename this thing, because it's not entirely accurate. This one, I think, starts all the way up in... Anyway, we're going to call it Mosquito. Where do you head off? Wishbone? Wishbone. Anyway, one of you guys suggested that I look into the connections for Meteor Bay. I'm not really sure how to make more connections here, though. Because people at the moment seem, well, more than perfectly happy to take that bus. I'm going to throw on a couple more vehicles. Because there is so much demand for these buses that they can not possibly handle it. Other connections. I could go with a ship between Duck Pond and Meteor Bay. See, these things are traveling at a speed of 90 kph. I do have hovercraft. The hovercraft are slightly faster. They don't have to do this whole zigzag thing here. And I don't have a local tram in Meteor Bay, but I think they deserve one. Yeah, let's get a tram going in Meteor Bay. Yes, I would like a bus lane. Let's see, if I can tie this into a shipyard slash wharf on this part, I might be able to make this town more interesting for them. Terrain is fighting me a little bit here. What do you mean outside of navigable waters? Come on. Where is your navigable water? Possible. Come on. I like the look of this shoreline, but it's making construction of a dock rather difficult. I don't want to have it too far away from the town, because I thought that this looked like a pretty promising opportunity. Was there a green at some point? Too much slope, slope, slope. Come on. Set up 3 terminals. That should make it stick out into the water a bit farther, but I don't think we can fit it in here. We can fit it here, but that's a bit too far from what I had in mind. I think the only option that I have is the one that I found here. There. Screw it, why not? Okay, so we're going to set up the upgrades for the roads. And then install a tram here. Maybe that's going to lighten the load a little bit on the main bus line here. I'm getting some misclicks here, I know that. Too much slope? Not terrain on your, well, road. But the connection's already there. The road's already built, damn it. What do you mean too much slope? This town is a bit bugged. Because this town apparently thinks that there's too much slope for the road. What it neglects to mention is that the road is already there. If I want to redo some of these roads, I can do that. But that's going to get really expensive. Because if I do so, I'm going to have to remove parts of the town. Which means less inhabitants, and less inhabitants is not good for business. I would really like to tie in that station. Well, see, at least this is a tram line that I can get behind. This part, you're screwed. Sorry. Ta-da. Done. Ideal? No. Does it work? Sorta. Okay, as final piece of this episode, let's set up some connections here. A couple of stops. Go here, go there. A couple of new, I think those are French units, SNCF. I think we should have enough stops here, the way it is. Okay, let's set it up. Aligning with one of the bus stops first, there. Heading north, west, to the shipyard. Then here to that industrial bit. And I need this thing to understand that it's a tram and not a bus. I need to be able to see it as well. There. Then this was not possible. This is, I think. Come on. It's auto-saving again. No, not like that. I'm gonna have to set up yet another stop somewhere in the middle of town so it knows to go there first. So that was after stop, I think 8. You need to go here. Can you do that? Yeah, you can. Okay. Let's see if that works. I need to be sure that the game recognizes this as a tram line, not a bus line. And it does. It understands it's a tram line. Perfect. Okay, so now I can rename it. Just the visuals. So this is, what's it called again? Mosquito, no. Meteor Bay, that's it. This would be the counterclockwise line. And then we're going to have another one going in the opposite direction. So you're going to start out there. Here. Then here, I think. There. Back here. Up there. To the ships. There. There. Does the other one have 10 stops as well? Yes, it does. Could not connect all stations. Oh, shit. Hold. That's a problem. First name this one. Meteor Bay. Yeah, that's enough. Could not connect all the stations. Tell me what is wrong. And tell me how I can still field units. North Road. From North Road, it doesn't know how to proceed. Now you do. After North Road, I need you to actually turn in here. There. That's what I want you to do. Does that also fix the other route? It does. Okay. Let's see if we can take some of the pressure off of that other line. These buses over here. Maybe we're just going to have a couple of bus lines, or a couple of bus stops. One large one here, and one large one on the other end. But we're going to have to look into that next episode. For now, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for more.